my dear friends in YouTube land. I haven't made you a YouTube video in a long time, and I'm making a new commitment to make you one. I am now living in an RV. As you can see behind me, we have gone back to full-time living in an RV, and we're very pleased. We will be traveling, and you'll be seeing different things from my window. Right now, you're seeing Hastings, Florida, a sleepy little farming community south of St. Augustine, southwest of St. Augustine, near Palatka. We'll be going to Alabama, we'll be going to North Carolina, we're going all the way out to Colorado this summer, and we have some fun things we're going to see along the way. We're going to visit things about cowboys and pioneers and history and things that we love. So we're looking forward to that. And along the way, I'm going to be talking to you about how to keep your space clean. I now live in an RV. If you have an RV, I'll tell you that it's different than cleaning a home. Is it less complicated? Nope. It's just different. In a home, you're supposed to do, well, you're not supposed to do anything. Listen, there is no perfection, and you are you, and your family is unique. Whether you have the same amount of kids as your best friend, and your husband does the same work as your best friend, and you live in the same neighborhood as your best friend, you are not sleeping in the bed with her husband. It's your husband. He has a different personality. Your children have different needs and personalities. You have a different needs and personality. Your teeth in your mouth are not the same teeth that are in her mouth. Everybody's experience is unique. But I give a classic plan based on the FlyLady plan, but I call things differently now because I like the way they sound. So, it's basically that, because cleaning is cleaning, and keeping your house clean and getting it uncluttered, decluttered is the same, no matter what you call it. And if that's your goal, to get your house decluttered and to get your life streamlined and to have some peace in your life, then that's what we're doing. So today I'm going to go over that just really generally, and then I'll start giving you specific videos. If you want more, I have a Patreon channel, and you can join me over there. And I will give you a video a day, Monday through Friday, a little short video that tells you what we're doing that day. And that might be worth your while. If you want more on that same channel, the Patreon channel, and the link is below, I have mentoring. So if you want to be mentored, you can come to me and be mentored by me through the Patreon channel. So those are some things you can think about. But right now, let's just start with, what do we need to do? So the number one thing we want to do is something I call rituals. Some people call them routines. I call them rituals. I call them rituals because they're for you, and no one really cares whether you do them or not. Not really. In most families. I can't say that for everybody. And remember, there's no perfection, okay? But this is the ritual situation. You wake up in the morning and you do a morning ritual. What's a morning ritual? It's get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, moisturize your skin. If you want to, put on makeup, fix your hair, put your clothes on, put your pajamas away or in the laundry, make your bed, wipe out the sink, swish the toilet bowl. We're not cleaning those. We're just wiping and swishing. Then we're going to the kitchen, and we're going to empty the dishwasher or the dish rack and maybe make some coffee. On your way to the kitchen, we're going to do another ritual, which I call a victory lap. I also call it a clutter stop, because this is where you stop clutter from rebuilding or building deeper. And that is where you look around to see what has happened since the last time I did a clutter stop. Ideally, you do a clutter stop 3 times a day: morning, lunchtime, before the children go to bed. If you work, it's morning when you come home from work, before the children go to bed. If you have no children, before you go to bed. And that's when you look around to see, did I leave anything laying around? Pens, paper, mail, purse, shoes, clothes, food, plates, cups, glasses, electronics. I mean, there's a million things you could leave laying around. Some magazine you were reading, or something you were working on. So we want to always put things away. That is the number one way to stop clutter from building in your home. So let's say it's those things I just mentioned, and you see your children's shoes and some toys and your husband's stuff. And this is when you first come home from work. Maybe they've been home all day. You call a little powwow and you say, come here. Listen, I'm trying to get this house organized, and I want your help. You can't leave your stuff in a shared space. It needs to go into your space. So Tommy, put your shoes in your bedroom and take your Nerf gun. I told you not to play with the Nerf gun inside. Give it to me. Collect all the little spongy things that you shoot. I don't know what they call them, the bullets, and give them to me too, because you're not going to have it again because you shot it in the house when I told you not to. I'll keep it until I'm ready to give it back to you, and you can play with it outside. And you're going to have a little tear situation. Don't be afraid. Be firm but kind. I know you're sad, but that's what happens when we break the rules. And you go on. You don't just keep dwelling. And then, unless you have a challenge with that child that requires more, and then you take care of it. But most kids, you can say that to them, and they'll cry and pitch a fit, and that's too bad. Okay, so now go put your shoes away. That's all you have to do. Mary, come here. You left all this artwork out on the table, honey. You can't do that. Empty the water. Take the brushes and wash them. Go lay them on a paper towel in the kitchen. I'll let you lay those out. That's fine. When they're dry, though, you got to put them away. Put all your artwork in your bedroom and put the paper away. Good job. Honey, why did you tie flies in the living room? I mean, it's okay if you tie them, but you got to put all the stuff up, because you're never going to find them in here if we keep leaving stuff in here. So if you take care of that, and I'm going to take care of all the stuff I left laying around, and I've got plenty, believe me. And then everybody picks up their stuff. And they say, where are we going to put this stuff? Well, that's the biggest challenge of being a homemaker, is finding places for stuff. I really think it is. If you don't have a place for something, then you can't keep it. Or if your places are stuffed, and I'm talking about hidden storage, like drawers and closets and under things and, cabinets, that's where you store things. So if those things are jammed with old junk that nobody knows what it is and nobody's using it, then maybe it's time we go through that when we do our decluttering, get rid of it so we can make some room and say, okay, this is where the art projects go. This is where your fly tying stuff goes. This is where our shoes go by the front door. These are where, the mail, this is where the action items from the mail go. And this garbage can is where all the trash goes. And that's a lot of it, trash. So that's a clutter stop, and you're going to do that 3 times a day. And it's not going to be so hard once you get good at it, and you're going to end up picking it up, not passing it up, so that when you get to clutter stops, if you can train your family to do the same, pick it up, don't pass it up. So like when you walk through the room and your child has dropped a book on the floor, now they're onto something else, you say, are you using that book? Pick it up. Go put it where it goes. I'm going to read it in a minute. That's fine. You'll know right where it is. Go put it where it goes. And keep going with a smile, but firm. Okay, and you have to do that with yourself too. This is a self-discipline. Then we're going to do our other rituals. Okay, so that's a ritual. So they could care less. I mean, they don't want you to do that. They really don't want you to bother them. But it's important to you because it's going to keep your clutter down. It's not going to get rid of the clutter you have. And this is not a time to declutter the drawers or that stack in the corner or that box by the table. That's not what we're doing. We're just getting the little things that have happened in the last few hours. And you do it 3 times a day. Now, when we get to our morning ritual, we do that every morning. I went through that with you. Laundry is a ritual. If you're an at-home homemaker, I suggest you do a little laundry every day. If you have kids and they're older than 9 and they're capable, then you can teach them to do their own laundry, which will require your oversight. You have to inspect what you expect. But you're going to do your own laundry, and so it's going to be done by the weekend. You won't have it on the weekend. Payroll, you may have to do your laundry on the weekend. You may be too tired during the week. But if you have older children who can do their own laundry, they can do theirs during the week. Your job will be, there's clothes in the dryer. Whose are these? Get them out. Fold them up. There's something in the washing machine. Whose are these? Mary, isn't it your turn to wash clothes? Honey, you forgot to put these in the dryer. How long have they been in there? They smell good? Okay. Put them in the dryer. Dry them, and I'll let you know when they're dry, and you can fold them and put them away. And then you say later, did you put those clothes away? Good, show me what you did. And you go in and you make sure that the clothes were put away and not dropped into the dirty clothes basket or sitting on the bed, or worse yet, knocked over off the bed and the dog is sleeping on them. See? So you have to inspect what you expect. And then when you discover their drawers are full because you haven't gone through their drawers yet, then you have to make accommodations and say, this weekend we're going through your drawers. We're going to get rid of some things. And maybe that's your area of focus for the weekend. Okay, next we're going to do, that's laundry. We've got our after dinner ritual, and after every meal actually. The cook takes care of the pots and pans, the prep area, and the utensils that they use, and the stove. That's the cook's area. Because if you say, you cook, I'll clean, it's going to be a mess, because that person doesn't pay attention who's cooking, or if it's you cooking and somebody else is cleaning, you won't pay attention to what you've splattered or dropped or whatever. So I say the cook does that. Everybody who eats takes care of their plate, their fork, their spoon, either putting it in the dishwasher or putting it in the sink. Somebody can wash it. Somebody has that assignment. If your baby is big enough to feed him or herself, they're big enough to learn how to put their dish in the dishwasher or in the sink. They're not big enough to wash dishes. Okay? Then somebody can wipe the table, somebody can sweep the floor, and somebody can wipe the countertops. If it's just one somebody, they do all three, but it won't be bad because it'll only be one somebody plus you. If you have 5 kids, then it'll be even easier because it's little tiny jobs for everybody. Okay? All right, so that's the after dinner ritual. It's 15 minutes. Don't let people leave the table. And please eat at the table with a family. It's so important. But don't let anyone leave the table or leave the kitchen until the kitchen is clean. And I would suggest you don't let one little lagger lay around at the table or hang around at the table with the cold meal because they refuse to eat for an hour. That's a little crazy. So at 30 minutes, it's over. 20 minutes, most people are done, but by 30 minutes, dinner's over. Now, if you want to sit and talk around the table, that's a great thing to do. But afterwards, no one leaves the kitchen. Oh, I've got an important thing. No, you don't. You've got 15 minutes in the kitchen with me. We're doing this first. Okay? All right, unless they had special permission before dinner. Mom, I know dinner's late today, and I've got an appointment. I've got to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're excused today. Okay? So you have to make accommodations. There's no perfection, but you do your best. That's after dinner. Before bed rituals are, for you, get ready for bed. So you're going to go take care of your body and your clothes. The first thing to do is check your planner. You should have a planner. Planner's a good thing to have. This one is She's in Her Apron planner from Kimmy. I love this one. So you're going to go and you're going to check your planner to see what's happening tomorrow. And then you're going to lay out your clothes based on your schedule tomorrow. So if you work out and you have to go to the dentist and you're going to work in the garden, you might want to lay out 3 different things. Your workout clothes, your dentist clothes, and your gardening clothes. Most people won't have 3 things in one day, but if you do, lay them out. They're all ready to go. And in the morning, you put on the first thing. So in the morning, you get up and, in the evening, you go into the kitchen, the bathroom, and you get ready for bed. Either you take a bath or a shower. If you're not going to do that today or you did it this morning, you clean up, put on clean underwear, clean PJs, clean your face, moisturize your skin, moisturize your body. Take your dirty clothes to the laundry. If they're clean, hang them up. Don't lay them across the chair, say I'm going to wear it tomorrow. Hang them up and then put them in your little clothes display, either on the back of the door or in the closet on the edge of the closet somewhere. You want to lay it out. And the reason I say don't lay it on a chair is that if you lay it on a chair, you might still have your sweater from last winter laying on that chair too. And if that's a situation for you, don't lay it on a chair. If that's not, and that's where you want to put your clothes for tomorrow, that's fine if that's all that's there. Okay? All right, and then we're going to do, so we put on our PJs, put our dirty clothes away, we've taken care of our body. That's all there is. Then part 2 is right before it's time to go to bed. So let's say you go to bed at 10:30 and it's 10:15, or 12:30 and it's 12:15, whatever. You're going to get up and go in the kitchen and make sure all the dishes are in the dishwasher and it's got soap in it, and you turn it on. If you didn't close your kitchen after dinner and you allowed people to eat things and use, and that's fine if you do, it's totally fine. Then you need to train them to put them in the dishwasher or to hand wash them. If you didn't, or they slip by you, then you have to take care of it right now. And so that in the morning, your kitchen will be clean. And when you walk in the kitchen, it'll be like, ta-da, it's good morning, instead of, wah, wah, I've got a sink full of dishes. Okay, so you're going to take care of your dishes, turn them on, and then you're going to go brush your teeth and go to bed on time. Those 3 little steps. Now, there will be other things that you might need to do. You might need to let the dog out. You might need to cover the parrot. You might need to do some other things. But don't have, close the curtains, lock the doors, things like that. But don't plan lots and lots of things to do now. This is right before you go to bed. You want to slip into the covers and go to sleep. okay? And so we do rituals, and those are the rituals. And that's what I'm talking about today. Another day we will talk about our, our focus of the day or the week, and I'll also talk about our weekly habits. So we'll talk about those some other time, but this is your rituals video. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a fabulous day. Again, if you need more, come over to my Patreon channel. And always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful.